Well, we welcome you to the intermission. Going from the first intermission to the second intermission in overtime, the Ottawa Senators and the Carolina Hurricanes are tied at 2. This has been a crazy, crazy game. The Ottawa Senators look like they had lost in overtime before an offside call, a missed penalty shot, and survival for the Ottawa Senators as they are looking to come back to Ottawa tied at 1 apiece. What a hockey game this has been so far. It has had everything and more that you would want. After the Ottawa Senators got down 2-0, Stankoven again and Sebastian Aho, things looked a little bit bleak, but they got a break. Jake Sanderson gets a goal at 10:47, and then Dylan Cousins. But let's talk about this overtime. Let's talk about some of the chances. Tim Stützle looked like he had won the hockey game with the game on his stick. With a call that close, yes, if you're an Ottawa Senators fan, you're very, very happy. Very happy that you were able to survive that. But would you have liked to have the game go the other way at that point? Man, oh man. Linus Ullmark has been terrific in this hockey game, making a number of saves. He's got 40 shots against through the first overtime period. 38 saves, a .950 save percentage. Freddie Anderson has been decent, but that second goal cost him a bad goal from Dylan Cousins and has Ottawa out to that lead or tying the game on that bad goal. But this overtime has been crazy, and just kind of trying to fill some of the time here as we await the beginning of the second overtime period. So on the offside, it was very close. If Ottawa had scored that, would you have been okay with it? That's the question. I'm not sure that you would have. But as we bring in Tanner Ryle, man, Tanner, this has been crazy. The Ottawa Senators look like they lost, if not for an offside call, a penalty shot, and Linus Ullmark saves it. It's had everything so far in this game, and I just thought, we jump on here between the first and second, overtime periods in game 2. Why not, right? Yeah. So first of all, what'd you think of the offside call? If it had gone, say, the other way against Ottawa, it was a very close call. Did they get it right?
It was tough. I think it was offside, but it was very close.
Right.
I didn't think it was going to come back, if I'm being honest. Yep. The comparison I have is, I don't know if you remember 3 or 4 years ago, that call on Kel McCarr, where
I don't remember it.
It was, I want to say Colorado, might have been Calgary series, and it was during their cup year, I'm pretty sure. And McCarr was definitely offside. It wasn't very questionable, but they were he had control of the puck, so it didn't end up coming back. Right. Now, this wasn't a game-winning goal. It wasn't overtime. I think the Avs were ahead by 2 or 3, but I was kind of comparing it to that one because I thought this one was way less egregious than that. So I didn't think it was coming back.
I didn't either. And I came in and I started to set up, and I'm like, but they haven't left the bench yet. They must feel pretty good about this.
I think the other tough part is they were focusing so much on the second offside whenever it was the first one that started the actual play.
Yeah.
I think what shocked me even more was that it was a penalty shot as well. I was not expecting that because that wasn't the original call on the ice.
Well, there was no original call on the ice. That's the problem, is because they scored.
True. Yeah.
Right? The referee
I'm complaining. Honestly, the guys in the group chat were like, "Oh my God, this is bullshit." I was kind of I don't want to say anything, but I'm feeling Ullmark tonight, and I feel like I'd rather the penalty shot than the power play.
So that's the question, right? That's why we're on right now.
Yeah.
is questions like this. Would you rather the penalty shot knowing you get back to 5-on-5 and don't have to kill 2 minutes against a lethal power play, but it's Ullmark? I like, if I'm Carolina, I would have picked the penalty, like the 2 minute. I wouldn't pick the penalty shot because Ullmark's been good. I'd have to look, but Martinook, I don't think is like one of their big penalty shot guys or like the shootout guys. Probably thought he was going to shoot and not deke. I certainly did, because I'm like, I don't think he's probably been in this spot all that much. But so the referee never had to make the call because he put his hand up for the penalty and then they scored. So he didn't have to do that. But in his mind, if it was a penalty shot the entire time, he got a chance to make the call. But if I'm Ottawa, I take the penalty shot and take the risk. Julian's in. It finally looked like the Ottawa team fans had grown accustomed to seeing this game, but for a while they were playing not to lose. Look, this game's had ebbs and flows. The Ottawa Senators, for the second half of this hockey game, and at points in overtime, like the overtime to me was either one side or the other. Like Ottawa was carrying the play for 5-6 minutes, winning every face-off. And then all of a sudden Carolina came back and they were in the zone for a couple of minutes. MVB is in. Gonna need toothpicks for my eyes. What are you talking about? The adrenaline's going.
Yeah, I'm fired up. I'm not going to sleep anytime soon.
He's probably yelling at us. Did you get up at 5:30 and have kids? And like, no, but still, who cares? It's overtime. It's the playoffs. Okay, so what would you have taken? Penalty shot or the penalty?
Oh, the penalty shot for sure. Or sorry, are you asking if I was the Canes?
If you were the Hurricanes.
Oh, from the Hurricanes, I want the power play. Absolutely.
Okay.
Like, how many more chances are you going to get on a power play? That's just one. But I mean,
it's supposed to be an advantage.
Yeah.
I actually would like to see the rule changed to you get to choose.
That could be interesting. Yeah. I think Elliot Friedman just tweeted out the official rule a couple seconds ago. I didn't have a chance to read it, but I mean, yeah, that was.
If it's a penalty shot and the referee believes it's a penalty shot, I think the team should get to choose what they want. But, Martin could have ended it. Linus Ullmark's been terrific. And right now, he's the better goalie.
I think this is his best game as an Ottawa Senator.
It's the best he's played in the most important game, for sure.
Yeah, I'll give you that for sure, yeah.
Like, there isn't a game that's been more important that he has played well in.
Yeah, he's given them every chance to win this game.
And, look, it's a long game, and Ottawa's had lots of chances. Tim Stützle should have ended it.
I think
it's
Tim Stützle and Brady Tkachuk should both have hat tricks by now.
Yeah. Well, the Stützle one at the end, I mean, he makes all the right moves. It's around. He should have pushed it probably a little bit further or a little bit harder, but it goes off the inside of the post. It comes back out into the crease. I can't believe he didn't score. But
yeah.
But for sure, Ullmark has been the better goalie here. And that's why you got to take advantage. You got to break, right? Like you get a break that's offside, because sometimes they would look at it and go, no, they just want an overtime. Like, we're not calling that. But they get a break. And you got to take advantage of it. Your goalie's been better. You've carried the play. You've come back from 2-0. But I agree with Julian. Very night and day. He doesn't even look like the same goalie that we saw during the season. And Ullmark has had that for a while, that he is, when he's on top of his game, the eye test tells you. You don't have to see 2 periods and a bunch of saves. It's like he's at the top of the crease. He's catching pucks before they get there. He's in front of the play, as opposed to some nights he has no idea what the puck is. It just feels like he has no idea. But tonight is not one of those nights.
Yeah, I'd say like 2 or 3 at least grade A opportunities that he's robbed Carolina of. And I think it affected the team too a lot, because he got that first stop and then not a minute later, Batherson goes the other way and puts one in. So they're clearly responding to it. And you got to hope that penalty shot also gives them a big jolt going into the double overtime here.
Yeah, look, Ottawa's got a lot of breaks in this game, but they've earned the breaks. They've played really well. Like the Batherson goal is a lucky break, but the second Carolina goal, it went off 2 skates.
Yeah, they've got almost 0 puck luck tonight.
Was it Aho that scored the second goal? I mean,
yeah, it was Aho.
It went off of 2 skates before it got to him. Like that's just you couldn't do that in 100 times. But Batherson gets a break trying to clear it in front, comes right back to him. He puts it in the net. They get the break with the offside. They've been the better team through the second half of this hockey game, except for a couple of spurts. There was one spurt in that overtime, about 4 or 5 minutes into the overtime, maybe a bit long, maybe 6 or 7 minutes in. And Carolina was just, oh my God, they flicked the switch and they came on and like, oh
yeah.
boy.
I mean, we shouldn't also like discount the first period too. I think Carolina, it was exactly like game 1 in the first period.
Yep. No, like I said, the second half of the hockey game, Ottawa, back, but certainly the first half. And it was Linus Ullmark that kept them in.
Yeah. Makes you feel like we've got a bit of a series on our hands, especially if they can pull this one out.
Look, it's going to be devastating for them if they don't. I totally understand, but at the same time, they've got to feel really good about how they're playing and that Carolina is not way better than them.
Yeah, I can't even imagine the speech Green is giving them right now in the locker room.
Because you look to like some of the other games, like I don't know how many shots Pittsburgh ended up having tonight in their loss. I'm just trying to find the count like per period because they were halfway through the game and they had like two shots. 2 at home in a game after they lost the first one and they got shut out again. So for the Ottawa Senators, I think they're going to feel really good, but if they lose, it shouldn't feel like the series is over either.
No, definitely not. Especially compared to like last year.
Yeah, because of the way. Oh, Ethan, nice to see you. Game isn't over, lads. Yeah, we know. We just
for the first time, we're being accurate with this is overtime. It's in overtime. This is overtime.
Hey, we are filling the time, maybe just for ourselves, Ethan, because we want to talk instead of just watching TV for 15 minutes.
If you want to go listen to their analysts, you can go ahead.
We want to be here for you. Julian says it'll be interesting to see if Green increases the size of his bench because there are definitely some players right now with low ice time.
I don't know how much he decreased. So we saw like a lot of Lars Eller there, especially. And
he's winning every faceoff.
Yeah, he's been great. I've liked Fogle a lot tonight too. I think he's earned the elevation a bit.
So do I. He's been all over the place.
You know who my favorite player has been on that though? Ridley Gregg. Yeah. He's all over the game.
Ridley Gregg's played 23-14 so far. He's had 6 hits in the game. He's blocked 4 shots, more than any other Ottawa Senator. I'm just trying to find Lars Eller is 11 for 17.
Yeah, he was 70% at one point.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
As Ethan said, Timmy had the game on his stick. So sad. Yep.
A couple times.
He did. There's no question about it, especially that one in overtime. He looked like he had won. And I love that you heard him swear like twice.
Yeah. I think we're getting back underway.
Okay. Well, we'll be here when the game's over. PJ North Gord, boys are hanging in. Okay. We'll see you back here on This Is Overtime, but we just wanted to give somebody something to listen to and feel like they had something in between here, something to do. Because what do? You walk around, you wonder, you listen to the analysts on TV. No, you can listen here.
We might have to keep this live stream running. I don't know how that'll work.
What do you mean?
I don't know if it'll create another one or if it'll bring us back in here, but.
Well, we can just create another one, no?
Okay, that works.
Well, we could leave it up too.
If you want to leave your cam on, or we can turn our cams off or whatever.
Oh, I'll just leave the camera on.
Okay,
That's
cool.
Fine. I'm gonna go in the other room and watch it.
Okay.
Folks, we're going to be here. Is that the best thing though for everybody else listening afterwards? Will they still get the link?
Yeah. They'll be fine.
Okay. Well,
I'm gonna remove myself from the stage, but I'll stay in the chat.
okay. Sounds good. I'm gonna go in the other room and watch, but we'll be back as soon as it ends, folks. Well, we are still live, and the Ottawa Senators have lost to the Carolina Hurricanes by a score of 3-2. Welcome officially 36 minutes into This Is Overtime.
Had to be Martinook
on OSN, and Jordan Martinook, who missed the penalty shot in overtime, in the first overtime, scores on a great shot. And Carolina takes a 2-0 lead. Lever Sage, Tanner Ryle with you. Wow, Tanner. Between Tim Stützle, Michael Amadio at the end, a number of chances here for the Ottawa Senators. But it ends up being, once again, the guy who had the penalty shot, Jordan Martinook, in overtime. And it's too bad, but they played really, really well today. It's unfortunate. I think you're going to look back on this game and go, if they just had found a way to get one goal at one time, this could be a completely different series.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They got to hold their heads pretty high, as hard as that's going to be, and make this a series. You know, it's not over till you lose on home ice. And I think just the way that they played tonight, they've showed it's far from over.
But a difficult way to lose.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to pick on them, but man, Brady Tkachuk did not make a good play in the neutral zone.
No.
And Carolina came back, and Ottawa was scrambling around. And right when I said to myself, boy, Tim Stützle really has no idea where to go right now. And he kind of did a little spinorama, and then Martinook was behind him.
Yeah.
But it's a great shot. There's a screen, and Ottawa just can't find a way to get that one goal. But as we were saying at the intermission, unbelievable game by Linus Ullmark.
Yeah. I mean, you got to feel pretty confident in him in this series, especially like I said, I think this was his best game as an Ottawa Senator, regardless of the stage. Like, I can think of other saves he's made, but as an individual effort, incredible. I think he erased a lot of doubters of people who question his compete or his playoff pedigree. If he can play like that the rest of the series, the Senators have a very good chance at crawling back into it.
Julian says, I think they prove they can hang in there. They're definitely rue those missed chances. Yeah, and for both teams, right? Like, Carolina had some good chances. They had the penalty shot, but Tim Stützle and Mike Amadio, maybe Shane Pinto as a follow-up to that Amadio, they're going to lose some sleep tonight thinking about that they could have won the
Brady
game
as well, yeah.
Yeah. How about not one, but two guys? I really wanted Jake Sanderson to set that record of all-time ice time in a game for the Ottawa Senators. He comes up about a minute and 10 seconds short, but he plays 43:06, and he's not the only guy that got to 40 minutes tonight. Thomas Chabot, 40 minutes, 50 seconds. Jordan Spence played 39 minutes. Like,
insanity.
It really is. And this is for both teams, especially for Ottawa. The 2-day break is fantastic at this point. Like, it really helps. It really helps them.
Especially like just knowing that they played this well. And game 3, I think there's a pretty good chance we're going to see both Artem Zub and Tyler Kleven. They've got to feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, I'd hesitate on Zub. I think Kleven will get in the lineup.
Agreed. I think he is the more likely one, but yeah, I think there's a good chance we might see both.
It could have been just a decoy to say that Zub was a game time decision.
Yeah.
There's no real evidence that he is going to be able to come back. We don't know what it is. He wasn't on the ice. So there's nothing really there to go, oh, yeah, he might be back, other than they called him a game time decision. But boy, this is a great hockey game. And the fact that it had a goal in overtime, washed out by an offside, but given a penalty shot, and the penalty shot was stopped. It gave Ottawa a little bit of life. Man, it's just it's one of those things that they came so close, and I think they're not gonna feel good about it tonight. And the fact that it's 11:48 at night, they're not going to get home and in their beds till about 5 a.m. Like, by the time they get out of there and then fly home, it'll be 5 a.m. So tomorrow's a write-off for them, especially with how much they played. Some of their top guys.
I think Allmark's the big one, especially. And I mean, yeah, like Stutzlik and Chuck both had great games. It's just if they could finish those chances. I think that's still a problem for this team and something that they probably need to address, but so close so many times.
You look at some of the numbers tonight, and they're just like eye-popping numbers in a game like this. So Sanderson officially 43:06, Shabbat 40 minutes and 50 seconds. Spence plays 39:01 in this game. I look over to the Carolina side. They didn't have anybody nearly that much, but Chatfield played 31:10. Jacob Slavin played 33:52. Ben, not very happy. And he says a bunch of words and then Jay White. Maybe he's actually just swearing at the fact that he took Jay White in the wrestling draft. But I saw him earlier. It felt good to be around people that had like went to the Royal Oak, saw Ben, saw one of our other friends, Jean, watching the game. And when people are at the bar, but every little move, like, oh, why would he do that? Oh, no. Okay. Settle down. And like they're talking their way through the entire game. It's great. And so many other people that are there hoping that they win. But just again, looking at some of the other numbers, Slavin, the most. Sean Walker played 33:16. Keandre Miller played just a couple seconds short of 35 minutes. So their D played a lot. Their top four guys as well. Jalen Chatfield over 31. Four guys between 31 and 35 minutes. William Carrier had 12 hits in this game. 12. Keandre Miller Jordan Stahl with 7. But Ottawa did a great job in a lot of the areas, especially the faceoffs, right? They win 64% of the draws. It felt like more tonight. That they did just an amazing job with that. Ben says, can't be mad that Martinook got the game-winning goal. I hate offside calls that marginal. I agree. I mean, it's one of those, you put it back on the other foot that if Ottawa wins the game and they take it back from an offside, that's a tough one, like super marginal. And it was nothing to do really with the play because it had gone on for so long after that. Did you agree, Tanner? Or what did you think of the penalty shot call? Like, not the fact that, they got it, but just the fact that the referee made that decision. Do you think that was the right call?
I go so back and forth with it, honestly. I'd have to see it a couple more times. I didn't think it was on the initial call. I also thought that it was weird that it was an offside, but the penalty happened after the offside.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not wrong. So, yeah, I don't know where I stand with it, to be honest. I would lean to it not being a penalty shot, but I think I liked that it was for the Senators.
Ben says, shouldn't have been a penalty shot, but given the choice, probably you'd take the penalty shot if you have the sense. Yeah, we were discussing, we're actually on before this, during the intermission, And I actually believe it should be the choice of the team that gets the call. If it is deemed worthy a penalty shot by the referee, then in this case, the Carolina Hurricanes would get to decide whether they wanted a 2-minute penalty, go on the power play, or the penalty shot. So, to Julian's point here, I think with the Greg non-penalty shot call, the referee set the precedent with it. So, okay, at least put yourself into the referee's mind. I don't know, and I'd have to go back and look. Let's just assume it was the other referee, right? One referee makes one call, the other makes the latter call. So on the replay, it had all the elements of a penalty shot, all of it. In the clear, stick to the hands, taking away a chance to shoot. All the things that are in the rule book for a penalty shot, this one checked all the boxes. It's a tough call to make in overtime. He had a lot of time to think about it. But I think it's the right call. It's just now you go back on the Ridley Gregg one, and you'd have to go through what they saw on that play. But on this particular one, the Ridley Gregg situation completely aside, I think it's the right call to give a penalty shot. Again, I don't even know how much of an advantage it really is. Do you think it's an advantage?
No, I think I would rather the power play. I think Brenda Moore probably would as well.
Marlboro Man in says Allmark played out of this world. The hockey gods not on our side with 5 posts and 2 sitting on the line. In my opinion, they got to stop trying to make the perfect play and shoot everything on net. And then Ben says you have to be able to enforce penalties that are called after an offside. What if the penalty was for a headshot or a dangerous boarding? Yeah, you're just not going to call it. Like if something really major happened, you're not going to call it because there was an offside.
Maybe you just say that a major gets called, whereas a minor wouldn't. To me, it should depend on like how severe of an infraction. I get what it means, though.
It's a good talking point.
Yeah, because if the play was blown dead there, then the penalty doesn't happen.
Right. But it was really, really close, and I don't mind them letting it go to look back on review instead of calling it. Because if they called it, they're never going to show it on TV. Like if they call an offside, you don't see a replay to say that's not offside, and the linesman took away a 2-on-1. They don't give you that opportunity to do that.
No.
You only see it. But I don't mind the fact that when it's really, really close, they let it go. Sometimes they come back. Julian says, I will say, I think the refs and linesmen much more consistent in this game as opposed to the game one where they were all over the place. Agree with that as well.
Yeah. There was like maybe one in the first period, but
yeah. Lack of power plays made for a better game. Says Ben. Ottawa got to their game, showed how close this team plays each other. Also like the new line combos. He was forced to. Travis Green.
Yeah.
Absolutely forced to switch the lines up because some of them weren't going. Are people still confident?
I mean, I feel pretty good about their game.
Right.
It's just the fact that now you've pretty much got to win a couple in a row against a very tough team.
For sure, but you have to find a way. Like I look at the last 2 games, I'm like, like Carolina was good. I don't think they've been blowing Ottawa out of the water or anything, right?
Yeah. I think the second half of this game showed that the Sens, when they get to their game, they can hang with the Carolina Hurricanes. And if they can get to their game from the start of a game, maybe it goes differently. So, yeah, I'm intrigued to see that. I think the extra day off is a godsend after how much time some of those defensemen played. Mm-hmm. Plus the shot at getting Clevin and or Zub back. is huge.
For sure. I mean, Carolina's going to take it as well, right? Like
For sure.
I mean, they're really, really pressed in a game, and now they get a couple days off before they have to go on the road. Again, another game, 52 hits to 43 for Ottawa over Carolina. The block shots, 28-25. A bunch of giveaways by both teams, too. But I don't disagree with Julian about shooting a lot of pucks and trying to make the perfect pass. I thought Carolina did that as well. I think when you get tired, sometimes your mind's not working. But when the Senators got that second goal from Dylan Cousins, and it was a bad goal on Freddie Anderson, to me, that's you got to shoot all the time. Like he's already doubting himself after that goal, right?
Yeah.
Ben says, winnable game. Will be interesting when they have the last change. And that's something Travis Green's been really good at.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be a tough team to match up against no matter what, because I don't think they have that clear number one line. Because, like Stankoven's line has been incredible. Stankoven, Blake, and Hall. But then you've still got like Aho, Jarvis, and Svechnikov. Svechnikov was insane at the start of this game, too. He was all over the ice. Like, I don't know who ideally you want to get like a Shane Pinto out there against.
Right. Just a quick update. The last time I looked, Edmonton was up 2-0. They're losing 3-2.
Wow.
To the Anaheim Ducks. So that must have been pretty quick here. Troy Terry's got a couple. Leo Carlson's got one.
Pretty good pickup. Whoever got Leo Carlson in fantasy, I don't remember.
Same guy who got Podzolkin.
No, actually, I have Leo Carlson.
I know that, Tanner.
How about the Flyers? I was about to say too.
Yeah, 2-1 Dallas leading Minnesota, and then Philadelphia with a 3-0 victory over the Pittsburgh Penguins tonight in a game where Pittsburgh comes on at the end, like because Philly kind of sat back. But it was almost halfway through the game. Pittsburgh had 2 shots, 2 at home in a game that they pretty much had to win.
Yep, another big goal for Porter Martone as well.
Well, Philadelphia is going to be tough. Garnet Hathaway and Luke Glendening are scoring goals. Ben says Oilers with shoddy goaltending. I'm shocked. Were they bad goals? Don't assume they were bad goals. Marlboro Man says never panic until you lose on home ice. The last half of that game and the way our goalie's playing, we can win too. We do need Zub and Clevin. And that's the thing. I think Tyler Cleven's going to be in the lineup. Like you said. Artem Zub, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, Clevin was probably close to playing today, shedding the non-contact and all that, but probably just needed to get back into a practice. And, with like facial injuries, his jaw might have been wired at one point, probably lost a little bit of weight on a liquid diet. And we know just being a big body and a physical presence is such a big part of his game. So to get ready for playoffs and be back in game shape, maybe he needed that extra couple days. But yeah, having him back will be huge this week, especially because he's a guy that can match up to some of those bigger Carolina Hurricanes.
Both teams will have, I'm sure, practices on Wednesday.
You would think, yeah.
A ice time for those who need it. Tomorrow will be a write-off for both teams. They will not be doing anything. But yeah, I mean, for both teams, the days off don't hurt at all. It's not like one team's built up all this momentum and like that Carolina's blown Ottawa out of the water for 2 straight. And now this is going to kill Carolina's momentum. No, Carolina's very lucky to get past Ottawa tonight. Very even game. Tim Stützle, man, he was the kind of game breaker tonight that you were looking for. He just couldn't convert. I had to laugh with Amadio. You and I went to a game about a month ago and telling the guys in front of us from out of town, But Michael Amadio was not the guy he would want in front of a net. And he turns out to be Amadio. Made a nice move, hit the post. But those are the two that you'd think just one of them goes in, the Stützle one or the Amadio one. I think that the shame about this is that you said it earlier. This is probably the best game that Linus Ullmark's ever played in an important spot. If he's played better than this, maybe, but the game wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
He was just terrific in this game.
And I don't think he had a bad game the other day too. And like he turned the team around when he made that save, and then Batherson went and scored. Like the team's got to be feeling pretty good about him, especially compared to how they have lately.
Yeah. No, I would agree. This could be a turnaround for him as far as what the team believes.
Yeah, and if he can keep going at this rate, like over the next however many games they have left, like
yeah,
maybe it makes you feel a little bit better about next year.
I'm just looking at his numbers again here. The one guy I still wanted more from tonight was Brady Tkachuk.
He had his moments for sure, but yeah.
I know he had 6 shots on goal. He won a bunch of faceoffs tonight, but he had a couple of giveaways. He was -2. He's not on the score sheet.
Just one hit.
Wow.
From what I'm seeing. I'm not sure if that's updated. Yeah.
Yep. But again, in the big categories, right? Like in a game that you pretty much have to win, Brady Tkachuk is not on the score sheet, and he's a -2. And quite frankly, he made the play in overtime, double overtime, bit of a lazy play in the neutral zone that turned the other way, and they never got the puck back. So he's the guy that, like, so many guys, Warren Fogle, I thought, played really well tonight.
Yeah, I liked his game a lot. I like the idea of him on the third with Shane Pinto and Michael Amadio. Yeah. I think that when they traded for him, that was probably where Staios was eyeing at putting him. It's just Nick Cousins has been really good in that spot. Mm-hmm. Not so much in the playoffs. So I think that's a smart move to make. So we'll see how that goes.
But like he was really noticeable. Ridley Gregg was like off the page noticeable.
Yeah, he was the best skater on the Sens tonight by far. Really coming into his own.
Yeah, and I thought there was a bit of another gear for Claude Giroux tonight. He beat out a couple of icings that were important that could have turned into something. I just thought he had a bit of an extra gear.
I agree. I noticed him quite a bit. The only thing you would wish for is just, I think there were a couple points where you could tell, like if he was a couple years younger and he had that drive that he used to, he would have had that puck in the net. And he was trying, but I mean, Father Time's undefeated.
Yeah, exactly. Trust me, I know.
I think he's still got a lot of hockey left in him.
But all you can ask for is whatever they are now, are they like maxing out? I think Ridley Gregg maxed out tonight. Like as far as I'm not sure he can play much better than he did tonight. I'm not sure Claude Giroux could play much better. I'm not sure Linus Ullmark could play much better. Tim Stützle was not on the board, -1, all over the place though.
Yeah, for him, it's just if he finished a couple of those chances, and
yeah,
the only one I think you're really looking at is Brady, and I don't know if you can even like, I don't know if it's worth bringing up like a Zetterlund. Like you would hope when they acquired him, but I don't think he's that player.
Yeah, I don't know that I've seen what the level of Fabian Zetterlund is that I hope that he gets to. It's like for Brady, I know what it is. Right. For a lot of these guys, I know what it is. I'm not sure what the ceiling is for Zetterlund, so I wouldn't consider him. And again, I know we've talked about it, but you just you can't say enough what Sanderson and Shabbat and Spence did tonight. especially Jordan Spence. But the other two guys are hurt, and I'm sure Spence is kind of banged up with the amount of hockey that he's played. But the other two had major injuries, and they're out there playing 40 minutes, 43 for Sanderson, almost 41 for Shabbat. It's insane.
Actually, I really liked Matt and Paolo as well.
Yep.
I thought he made a couple good plays.
I felt bad for him. He played 31-03, that one that they showed a couple of times where he was out of gas and he was going to clear the puck. And it was next, like a half step behind of where he usually is. And he knows he's going to get drilled. And he gets drilled and he still makes the play.
That one clear, especially when he got it out like perfectly into the corner and not past the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Incredible.
I agree with Julian here, who says, I will say the power play is still a massive concern. And again, playoffs, special teams, and goaltending.
I mean, Carolina goes 1-for-1 on the power play. Sens go 0-for-3. I still think they really lack a finisher just in this lineup in general. I said it on the pre-show, like they wanted Zetterlund to be that guy, but he's not. Mm-hmm. And I think they've got to look for one in the offseason. I would almost wonder about bringing a guy out and trying Kaliev, but maybe they need to lose another game and have another rough night for that. Like just to have him as a guy that maybe you put out on your second unit to try and have a shooting threat, maybe put him on Stützle's wing on the odd time, but it's tough when it's such like a defensive series that they need those two-way guys. But like maybe he'd bring a little bit more than a Fabian Zetterlund, just as like a different element to have in the lineup. He scored 40 goals in the AHL this year.
Mm-hmm. The other thing for me, especially with last change at home and knowing what Julian said about the power play, I would consider trying to find a way, even if you went with 7D and took a forward away, I would consider bringing Yakimchuk in.
Ooh, yeah. That's a thought too.
That would only be for, listen, you're at home, you got last change, you never have to put him out in a spot that's bad to start with. And let's be honest tonight, like you're just surviving with Dennis Gilbert.
Yeah.
Out there. You're just trying, and good for him. He didn't finish as a dash. He had 7 hits. He only had one giveaway.
I like the trade-off of him taking Jackson Blake off the ice at that one point as well.
Yep. But you're just trying to survive with a guy like him in the lineup. Lassie Thompson worried me in overtime. He kept going backwards, and then he lost the puck in his own zone. I'm like, that's not the way to do it. But it's tough, right? Like Lassie Thompson played 13:01. Gilbert played 15 minutes. I don't know. I think at home with your troubles on the power play, I would consider even going 7D and sitting a forward to have the option of putting Yakimchuk in to gain a little bit of offense when you need it. If you're down in the game, like let's just say like it's 3-1 Hurricanes in the third period. Well, don't mind Yakimchuk being on the ice at that point. Marlboro Man's yelling now. Says our big boys have to step up. Yeah, I thought they did tonight, though. Marley. Can they call you Marley? I thought they did tonight, except for Brady. I thought Brady was okay. It wasn't bad, but he needs
more from him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's your superstar.
Yeah. And then you can't drag Stützle's game at all, other than the finishing.
No.
But like somebody help him out a bit.
Well, you go back to like, I know it's only game 1, Boston Buffalo, but you know, Buffalo's down 2-0 in the third period. Well, who scores? Tage Thompson, their guy. Like, you just need Brady Tkachuk to do something. And again, he didn't play badly tonight, but as the game wore on, he got less and less effective. And Again, go back and watch about 30 seconds before the goal, and he kind of farts around with it in the neutral zone and doesn't make a good play. And Carolina gets the puck, and Ottawa never got it back. But this is a game that they lost. I go through and go, they're big boys. Well, their big boys are their goalie.
Mhm.
He was awesome. Their big boys are Sanderson and Shabbat. They played over 40 minutes tonight. Stützle was, even though he's not on the score sheet, he should have been 3 or 4 times. He was that guy on the ice that was the most dangerous when he was out there. You can't say the same for Tkachuk. So most of their other top guys, I feel like they played really well.
Even I thought Dylan Cousins had a solid game. Especially early on. He was one of the better Senators, I think, in the first period.
I thought Drake Batherson was pretty good tonight.
Yeah.
So I do feel like they did get some really good efforts by their top guys. Ridley Gregg, outstanding. We go through the lineup. There wasn't a lot of guys that played really badly. But you need a little bit more. Like Brady Tkachuk has to be a difference maker. And he didn't make a difference tonight. That's all.
Just feels like they need another guy in that mix. But I mean, when you lose 3 first-round picks to Jacob Chikrin, Alex DeBrincat, Tyler Boucher, but that's a conversation for the offseason.
The Dallas Stars now with a 3-1 lead. As Jason Robertson has his second.
That'd be a guy I'd target, but he's not leaving Dallas.
Jason Robertson, Matt Duchene, and Wyatt Johnston. Brock Faber has scored for Minnesota. And then 3-2 after 2 as they begin the third period of play in Edmonton. The Anaheim Ducks leading the Edmonton Oilers by a score of 3-2. We do know the Oilers are a good third period team, though.
Yeah, you can't really count them out.
McDavid's not on the board yet either.
Well, that's not a good sign because we know what happens when McDavid doesn't get a point.
Exactly. Julian says if Nick Cousins is going to be in this lineup, he needs to play his role, and that's getting into people's head and making them take stupid penalties. Yeah.
He's a guy I'd think about taking out too if they were going to shake it up.
I would very much him or
Zetterlund.
Yeah. One of those two guys. If you were going to do something. But I don't know. Like, I think that's a little easy to say, Julian, about getting into people's heads and making them take stupid penalties. But in the playoffs, good teams don't do that. That's why John Cooper was so upset at his team the other night.
Yeah. And I don't think we're going to see a change up front, maybe unless they lose game 3.
No. They played really well tonight.
Yeah.
Like, this was not a game that you look back and go, oh boy, you need big changes. They played really well. MVP says, sit Zetterlund and maybe do some team bonding at Pig Al's before the next game. I don't know if that, you know what I like, MVB? I'm not sure that Tanner knows what Pig Al's is. So,
I don't.
Yeah, excellent. Keep it that way. I think that's good.
Do I dare?
Well, it's a pretty famous
oh, I see. Yeah.
Place across the way in Gatineau.
I didn't grow up in Ottawa, so I'm not going to get a lot of these references.
Yeah. And you're young, and you clearly haven't been to Pig Al's, so that's good. That's a check in your direction.
Could have brought up the bear facts,
Well, that's what I mean. It's that, and probably it was even more famous than the Bear Facts.
Gotcha.
Just across the river for, I'm not sure it is anymore, but it was for a long time. Point being, yeah, I don't know MVB that they need to do anything all that different. Their goalie played the best game he's played maybe in forever tonight. They just didn't win. I'm not making too many changes. I'm getting all those guys that played a bunch of rest, and I'm asking Brady Tkachuk to do a little bit more. And
Zubin Clevin, hopefully.
Yeah, maybe you get some defensemen back. I think you're going to get Clevin back, but maybe you get two guys back.
Get the home ice too. The CTC, I'm sure, is going to be pretty rowdy on Thursday night.
Yeah, it'll be fun on Thursday, right? Like
Julian and I are going to be boots on the ground.
Very nice. But
Ethan's going to game 4.
I was just looking at what the weather is going to be like Thursday for everyone.
I haven't even checked yet.
It looks nice, not like overly hot. Right? It says high of 13, partly cloudy.
Ooh, that's nice. No hoodies under the jersey type
low of 3 at night. So before the game, it'll be fine. After the game, might be a little chilly, but no, it'll be fine. As opposed to tonight. Right now, it's -5, feels like -7 where I am.
Yeah.
Like April 21st. Like, come on.
Yeah. Can't wait for game 3. And then game 4, I'll have to find an establishment to watch up in Mont Tremblant.
It's an ill-timed trip. I can tell you that. But
it is.
Good for you.
It is my birthday. I did tell the girlfriend, hey, next year probably can't take a trip, but I'm excited though. But gonna have to catch the game somewhere. I'll find an establishment, like I mentioned.
Yeah, and Tremblant is a fun little town to do that with.
Yeah.
Because if there's other people around, I'm sure there will be, that are Senator fans, then you'll have some fun up there.
For sure.
That'll be good. All right. Well, I know the live stream says an hour 14, but we weren't quite on for that long. But it's 12:20 and people want to go to bed. And I don't think you're going to bed tonight thinking of all the things that Ottawa needs to change to be able to win this series. I know they lost tonight, but you got to feel pretty good at how they played. And that they can, it's going to be very difficult. Doesn't mean they're going to, but they can come back and win this series. I think it's possible. I think you got to feel like it's possible if you're a Sens fan after everything that transpired tonight. And a couple days off, and by Thursday night, it's going to feel like a new series anyway. It's a long time away, right? It's Monday night. By Thursday night, it's going to feel like it's 3 work days for everyone.
And that home crowd's going to be electric as well.
Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be great. 3-2 now. Minnesota's got one back. Might go watch the end of that. Brock Faber has another one from Joel Eriksson Ek.
Might catch that one too, and maybe throw Oilers Ducks on, and I pass out on the couch.
That's it, right? That's it.
That time of year.
All right. Well, we'll be back during the week, I believe. If everything works out, people will get the notifications. We'll be hitting people up. I know, not that we need to say this, but I know there's going to be some NFL draft stuff coming up this week too, which we look forward to. Plus some watch-alongs at some point, and it all leads back to Thursday with the Ottawa Senators trying to get one back, down 2-0 against the Carolina Hurricanes. Thanks, Tanner. Appreciate it. Get some sleep. And we'll be talking to you soon. We appreciate everybody kind of tuning in. And they didn't win, but if you're a Sens fan, I think you got to feel like all hope is not lost here against the Hurricanes after 2 games.
Yeah, enjoy it, everyone. Enjoy game 3. Maybe if I get back here and you guys are still on, I'll pop in for a little boots on the ground report. But,
nice.
We'll see what that game brings.
Love that. All right. Well, we got 3-2 games in the third period that are still on. If you want to go and watch some hockey, we appreciate you being with us on This Is Overtime on OSN.